On March 14th, Lena finishes her shift at Ridgeway Café. She's tired, eager to get home. At 6:18 p.m., she texts her sister Ava, almost home. But Lena never walks through her front door. 2 days later, her car is found abandoned near a forest trail. The keys are still in the ignition. Her bag is missing. No signs of struggle. No witnesses. Caleb Rivers, her boyfriend, claims he didn't see Lena that day, but phone records show a 17-minute call between them just before she vanished. He admits they argued. Lena wanted space. She was afraid, but refused to say of whom. Ava reveals Lena had planned to leave. She had packed a bag. It's nowhere to be found. Something feels off. Not just her belongings, but the atmosphere, as if she knew she wouldn't be coming back. Investigators search her cloud storage. One file stands out. If anything happens to me, inside, 3 names: Caleb Rivers, Marcus Lane, and a third, Teen Holloway. No one recognizes the name. Threatening messages are uncovered. You talk, you disappear. You think you're safe. You're not. Sent from a prepaid SIM card. Untraceable. Theo Holloway, a former coworker, left the company 6 months earlier. Rumors, harassment, obsession, threats. He denies knowing Lena, but his browser history tells another story. Searches for Lena. Her address. His journal is filled with drawings, repeated phrases. She's mine. No one else can have her. No fingerprints. No DNA. No body. Theo is released. The investigation stalls. Online speculation explodes. Organized group? Trafficking ring? Cult? A former FBI profiler says. This case shows signs of planned abduction. The lack of evidence suggests precision and intent. But authorities dismiss the theory. They call it an isolated case. The family disagrees. Ava launches a podcast, Searching for Lena. Each episode explores a new lead. Testimonies, theories, revelations. One listener reports an abandoned cabin 40 kilometers from town. Inside, women's clothing, a phone charger, a journal. The handwriting matches Lena's. I'm scared. I hear footsteps at night. I don't know where I am. But no fingerprints. No DNA. A trap? A message? A cruel setup? A dog walker recalls seeing a man digging near the trail. He thought he was planting trees. Cadaver dogs detect a trace. Soil analysis reveals signs of human decomposition, but still no body. Lena Morgan is still missing. No arrests, no answers. But the clues, digital, emotional, circumstantial, tell a story. A story of fear, of obsession, of silence. A crime without a trace is still a crime. Despite disturbing discoveries, local authorities remain cautious. No official statements. No new searches. Lena's family accuses them of withholding information. Ava says on her podcast, they're hiding something. Lena didn't vanish by accident. 1 month after the disappearance, a witness comes forward. He claims to have seen Lena at a gas station that same night. She looked agitated. She was speaking to a man in a hood, but the surveillance footage was erased, by accident or on purpose. A podcast listener discovers a strange message hidden in the metadata of a photo Lena posted 2 days before she vanished. A string of numbers, a GPS location, coordinates pointing to an abandoned factory. Ava and a team of volunteers go there. Inside, graffiti, burned objects, and a wall covered in photos. Among them, a photo of Lena, taken without her knowledge, and a word written in red. Almost home. Theo Holloway is questioned again. He denies any involvement, but his alibi collapses. He wasn't home the night Lena disappeared. His phone pinged near the factory. Ava begins receiving anonymous letters, torn pages, disjointed phrases. But one line keeps repeating. She's still here, but not for long. Police close the case. Not enough evidence, they say. But Ava refuses to give up. She continues her podcast. Then she receives one final voice message. You want the truth? Look where it all began. Ava returns to the trail where Lena's car was found. She walks alone late at night. She finds something buried beneath a stone. A necklace, Lena's, and a key with no known lock. What if Lena is still alive? What if this was all a cruel game? A staged scenario? Or the result of a fractured mind? The Lena Morgan case remains unsolved, but the clues keep piling up. The silence grows suspicious, and the shadows more threatening than ever. Almost home, then gone. But can someone truly vanish without a trace? Or is someone watching, making sure the truth never escapes? For months, Ava Morgan has lived in the shadow of uncertainty. Every message, every sound, every dream feels suspicious. She confides on her podcast. I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know if I'm still searching for Lena or if I'm starting to lose myself. One night at 2:13 a.m., Ava receives a call. Blocked number. A distorted voice simply says, "You're looking the wrong direction," then hangs up. A former police officer contacts Ava. He claims Lena's case file was altered, pages missing, witness statements removed, and most importantly, a surveillance video never reviewed. It shows Lena being followed by a black car, license plate unreadable, but the model matches Marcus Lane's. Marcus, Lena's childhood friend, had vanished from public view. He lived 300 kilometers away on an isolated farm. Ava goes there. Marcus denies any involvement, but in his barn, she finds a box containing photos of Lena, her sketchbook, and the key found near the trail. The key opens a trapdoor in the barn floor, a bunker. Inside, soundproof walls, a camera, a bed, but empty. No Lena, just one word carved into the wall. Almost home. Ava alerts the authorities. Marcus is arrested, but with no body, no confession, he's released. The case is closed again, and Lena remains missing. Ava begins receiving coded messages, symbols drawn in chalk outside her home. Every night, a new one, a circle, an arrow, a date. She thinks she's losing her mind, but a former profiler helps her decode them. Someone is playing with you, and this game is dangerous. An independent journalist uncovers a sealed file held by local authorities, marked confidential. It contains testimonies from former Ridgeway Café employees. All describe a strange, silent man who came in every night and stare at Lena without ever ordering. This mysterious customer is identified, Elijah Crane. No criminal record, no social media, but his address leads to an abandoned house. Inside, dozens of photos of Lena and a map of the town with one word written in red. Almost. A sample found in the bunker is finally analyzed. Result, partial DNA compatible with Lena, but not enough to confirm her presence. Just enough to reignite hope or feed obsession. Ava receives a call. This time, the voice is clear. Female, "I'm sorry. I didn't have a choice." Then silence. The call came from a burner phone, found in a trash bin near the trail. A group of volunteers claims to have seen Lena at a bus station at 5 a.m. They follow her, but it's not her. Just a woman who looks like her, wearing Lena's necklace. She says she found it in a box behind the factory. Ava begins connecting the dots. The factory, the bunker, the necklace, and most of all, the dates. Every strange event happens on the 14th of the month, the day Lena disappeared, the day she said, "Almost home." A former investigator speaks of a secret group active in the region. They reenact disappearances. They create scenarios. They erase traces. And Lena may be the victim, or the centerpiece. 6 months have passed. Ava's podcast has gone silent. The search has been suspended. But then a letter arrives. No stamp. No return address. Just one handwritten sentence. "You want to know? Come alone." Ava follows instructions. A remote location by a lake. At midnight, she waits. A man appears. Masked face. He hands her a USB drive, then vanishes into the night. On the drive, one single video. Lena, alive, sitting in a dark room. She looks into the camera and says, I'm here, but I can't leave. It's not what you think. The video reveals unknown details, names, places, but most of all, a confession. Lena speaks of a group, a pact, a choice she made. I wanted to disappear, but now I want to come back. Ava is torn. Should she release the video, risk putting Lena in danger, or respect her silence? She decides to publish a final podcast episode, but without the video. Just one message. Lena is alive, but she is not free. Why did Lena choose to vanish? Who are the people behind this pact? And most of all, how many others have disappeared the same way? Without a trace, without a sound, just almost home. Since the video revealed in Part 5, Ava lives in ambiguity. Is Lena a prisoner or a willing participant? Her voice in the video seemed calm. Too calm, some behavioral experts claim. She shows no signs of distress. She's not a victim, she's an initiate. A former member of a local esoteric circle contacts Ava. He speaks of a group called the Watchers. They observe, they recruit, and sometimes they erase lives. Lena may have been approached and may have chosen to disappear willingly. A document found in Lena's high school archives reveals she had already vanished once briefly at age 17, 3 days without explanation. When she returned, she simply said, "I want to know what it felt like to be invisible." Ava begins receiving photos of herself, taken without her knowledge, on the street, at home. Each image comes with a single word, almost you. She realizes it's no longer Lena being watched. It's her. A criminal psychology expert explains. Some groups don't just recruit. They transfer obsession. They make the sister the next target. Ava receives a voice message. It's Lena, but her voice is different. "You have to stop. You have to let me go. You don't understand what I chose." Ava faces a dilemma. Keep searching for Lena, or accept that she doesn't want to be found. She records one final podcast episode. "I don't know if I'm still searching for the truth, or if I'm running for my own." Ava begins hearing strange sounds in her apartment. Whispers. Static. She checks her podcast equipment. Nothing. But when she plays back her last recording, there's a voice. Faint. Familiar. "You're close." Ava receives an anonymous email. Attached, a zip file labeled Echoes. Inside, audio clips, transcripts, and surveillance footage, all from different missing persons cases. But one detail repeats in every file. The phrase, "almost home." Ava maps out the disappearances. Different towns, different years, but all on the 14th. All involving women between 17 and 29. All last seen near wooded areas. She realizes Lena's case is part of something much bigger. A distorted voice speaking directly to Ava. "You've done well, but you were never meant to find her. You were meant to become her." Ava follows coordinates hidden in the metadata. They lead to a storage unit. Inside, a replica of Lena's bedroom, perfectly arranged, except for one detail. On the wall, a photo of Ava, captioned, "Next." Ava begins to unravel. She questions everything, her memories, her motives, even her identity. Was she chosen? Was Lena a decoy? Or was Ava always the real target? The story of Lena Morgan was never just about a disappearance. It was a blueprint, a ritual, a transformation. And Ava Morgan may have already crossed the threshold. What if the truth isn't about finding Lena, but about understanding why she was lost? And what if Ava's journey was never about rescue, but about replacement? Share your theories in the comments and subscribe for the next mystery, right here on Behind the True Story Hub.